Good morning. Okay, so we're gonna do things differently today. First of all, I'm going to not eat topic with food in my mouth, not clear my throat so often.
Well, yeah, it's different things.
And we're gonna keep the volume down on the news. So we'll just we'll watch the news. You don't have to listen to that. We'll just talk about what I've heard. Good morning, Dad.
Good morning, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Coffee and TV with Dad. I'm Coffee and TV. This is with Dad. That's my little joke.
First cup.
First cup. Just waking up. The most awkward part of the day. The slowest brain activity that exists all day is happening now. So we didn't get when we listened to our show yesterday, it was hard to understand when we were talking about our reason for doing this. And one is to be entertaining and novel. And another reason is to use this as a platform to reach out to other people, to other veterans with amyloidosis, primary amyloidosis, who
the Vietnam era exposure to Vietnam with amyloidosis. I am a part of the Blue Water because I was in a ship that was near Vietnam. I wasn't in the country. I was a riverboats.
You were on a ship
but we got the overspray.
You were in the Mediterranean.
From a ship that was there.
You were in the Mediterranean. All right. And your aircraft
were there.
And you were in, what squadron were you in?
VF-33 Phantoms. And but my life jacket, my helmet, things they gave us wasn't.
That was all hand-me-downs?
Yeah, you wore what the last guy wore.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a plane captain. I got in the airplane when the pilot got out, and then I rode brakes and did maintenance, fueled it up.
That sounds
sat in the seat. Yeah, it was fun. I didn't think about it.
It's a cool plane to sit in. Much cooler than a Cessna 172.
Yeah.
Much cooler.
Or
a Cessna Citation. Way cooler than a Cessna Citation.
I had a little pack of light bulbs and made sure that all those little Christmas lights lit up for the pilot. And there's little 22 shell type things at the time.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yes. Did you do you know where VF-33 was immediately before they were assigned to the Independence?
Yeah, they were the Constitution, I believe you said.
America. I did say the Constitution. No, I was wrong. I'm glad you brought that up because I need to make this because I did say the USS Constitution.
America.
It was the USS America.
Was an old Forrestal class.
Yes. So
that was a newer class.
The USS America was in Vietnam waters.
And that boat got sprayed.
That boat, we believe that those planes,
the
VF-33 planes flew from the USS America
to
Vietnam on a sortie, and many sorties. I'm sure they did it every day. And if you were
napalm,
if you were a VF-33, a shipmate or crewmate, what would be the correct phraseology to? And a shipmate would be your people on the Independence, but what would be people that were in VF-33?
Wow, we were part of the flight crew.
Crewmate?
Yeah, crewman. So on the deck, we were on the deck.
But if you were in I guess it doesn't matter.
Then the other squadrons are the Diamondbacks, the VF-101, VF-102, all the ones that put in support. There were, and then the Marines that were there. But I have some information that is added to the exception list for VA. Well, the thing is, I was exposed to it when I was young, but I'm not. I now have amyloidosis, and I'm
primary amyloidosis,
and I'm receiving
and congestive heart failure. which
Yeah.
is a symptom of primary amyloidosis, not a cause of it, and chronic kidney disease.
Well, yeah, the side effects, because it damages all those.
And you also had those
But I'm receiving
spots.
chemotherapy now.
Spots. You had spots, the amyloid spots. That was another thing.
Yeah, these types of stuff.
Right.
They just start showing up.
Yes.
Facial bruising, they call it.
Mhm.
You may look up one morning and look like someone beat you up, but it's the bruising
It's
around
the
the
amyloid
eyes.
proteins attaching themselves, and it's they're from something from the bone marrow. It's part of your
Yeah, deep in the bone
white
marrow.
blood cells are creating too many lambda light chain proteins,
Mhm.
and that's
They stick to everything.
they stick to everything because they think that they're attacking, right? They think
Yeah, the thing is hanging back.
that it's a bacteria or a virus or some sort of intruder to the body system,
Right.
and they're doing their job, but there's just too many of them.
The
So
thing
that's
is that it shows up much later than your exposure to it. It's you don't get exposed to it on Friday like a
Agent
cold,
Orange.
and by Friday you're sneezing. It takes years before it
The Agent Orange exposure.
accumulate, and then the damage that it's doing to your body slowly over the years.
Just stays in your body, and then it doesn't ever care.
No, that's why you
It
end up.
comes out of your body, but eventually, the damage it does.
Right.
And they said it wasn't bad for you. Whenever you look at when you look back at the MSDS sheet, or I looked at what they said about Agent Orange, and they said it shouldn't cause any problems for anybody.
Right.
It should be.
Well, like Grandpa, they didn't think the radiation was going to hurt him when he said watch the eye. They took him down to the islands and made him watch the light.
Yes.
And they put him on secrecy.
They said
he wasn't allowed to tell people he was there.
And they said that's a survivable amount of radiation. There shouldn't cause any health problems.
But he died of lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Things.
Yes, they did.
Oh, it's just that
it doesn't stop. Anyway, we're not anti-government. We just want them to acknowledge that
there's an effect.
it's inexpensive. You were proud to serve the military. You were in
4 years.
Yeah, and you also worked for the Navy for a long time in your life.
25 more.
Right, and you were proud to serve, and you went to work, and you love America.
I enjoy it.
Yes,
it was a good job. The thing is,
it's expensive.
It's a disease not considered related. It's not a war thing.
It is.
Vietnam. I know.
I'm sorry,
but as the Vietnam thing goes, you don't have a war wound. It isn't service related, and we do have the ability to go back to the VA.
Yes,
and get modern medical treatment. They have they will use your health card, to pay for the services that you get. But you can, with oncologists, you can't afford the expensive oncologists that are all around town, and the veteran office will provide you with services to oncologists, and when it turns into cancer or one of the many things that is added to the exception list. You go out on the Vietnam Agent Orange websites now, and the VA had updated the exception list on what really is covered under Agent Orange. There's a lot of congestive heart failure, renal failure, which I have both, and type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
So
also, if you were in Kingsville, Texas, is that what it was? Kingsville, Texas.
Oh yes,
Kingsville Naval Air Station. That there are. We've read
Westlake, Texas, where they tested it.
If you worked there or were in the service there,
yeah, Corpus Christi.
If you saw it, the Agent Orange being sprayed, or aware of it, aware of the Agent Orange being sprayed, or that was your duty to spray the Agent Orange over Westlake or from over Kingsville, Texas, at any time, or you were a pilot.
Yeah, that comes from considered an exposure to it because they tested it here in the United States around the military bases, They didn't tell you they were testing it. It was Agent Orange, Agent Pink, Agent Green. They had different foliants.
Agent Purple.
Yeah, they were trying them all out, trying to kill rice. Spraying it because of the rice paddies. They had fields of rice they were trying to kill. And there's poor people in town had no idea what was going on. And they were exposed. But the civilians, they're just, they just don't know.
The fire extinguisher company that was producing the chemical.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We should have that information in front of us.
Yes, we'll come back. We'll revisit this again, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was distributed by a fire extinguisher company. They had the contract. So it looked like they're doing crop dusting and stuff in the fields. And places like Kingsville, Texas, which was a Navy base that was that was a swamp. And they were, I'm sure they needed to exfoliate that place or defoliate. But they sprayed it, the leaves fell right off. And you're out there washing planes in the evening. And I get up early and clean the canopies and fuel the planes. And you're getting it all over you as it drops out of the atmosphere. But it wasn't direct. It wasn't overseas. So it's hard to get them to admit that they exposed you to it.
But there was also a major helicopter repair depot.
Yeah, Corpus Christi.
At Corpus Christi?
Mm-hmm. Well, first it was here in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, the Army depot. They did the Vietnam helicopters.
So those helicopters that were exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam,
washed. They were brought.
They were brought back and then rebuilt, and
they were not decontaminated.
Not decontaminated.
And those guys were exposed to it.
And if
they don't know.
They don't know, and the VA won't acknowledge that they were.
No, they were removed way too, twice removed, like they
said. Is it also true that those helicopters were buried in New Cumberland?
They may have.
Okay, so if all right, so if it's true that they just buried a lot of the helicopters in the New Cumberland Army Depot, then they're still contaminated by Agent Orange because of the half-life of Agent Orange is 90 years. That's the half-life.
Yeah, it's like radiation. Washing it off doesn't make it go away.
No, it does not.
So if you have it on a garment, it's
anything does not go away. It is a nasty, pernicious chemical. It's persistent in sunlight, and it gets more dangerous in heat.
Yeah. But what I was more interested in letting people know that the exposure wasn't really necessary to be direct to have it affect you.
What you mean by direct is you didn't have to be within the boundaries of Vietnam.
Right, I wasn't in the jungle. One of those guys almost had to wear raincoats because they really soaked them with it. And they immediately did start showing signs.
But if you wore hand-me-downs from equipment that was exposed, and they brought it across the world and made you wear the hand-me-downs,
right?
Then you're going to be exposed.
Yeah, it was contaminated where you worked on them planes.
The planes will still.
Or the helicopters, as you're out there replacing those engines, then you wash it down and maybe repaint it.
I'm sure there's all kinds of little nooks and crannies, and you open up the panels, and there's a little puddle Agent Orange sitting in the somewhere. You know how there's all the panels all over planes.
Yeah, you had to open them all up.
Yes.
There's
with the metal joints.
Types of exposure.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I got a meeting with the VA in a week where I'm going to get back into the medical system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time's up. Got 30 seconds to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Please, God, make us popular. Share this with one of your friends or people you don't like. We don't care.
Yeah. If you're having these unusual health things, go out and revisit the Agent Orange information
and send us a heads up saying yes,
this is where it happened.
We have that too. That'd be That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
there's no reason for somebody to have kidney failure and heart failure at the same time.
So it's your duty as an American to hold. Was it
Hold
the
them
buddy?
responsible.
The buddy system. We talked
Yeah.
about the buddy system in the
There's
military.
one
Well, we're
buddy.
still
Watch your back for you.
watching each other back. So
The information is what you need.